When you love something, you fight for it. We're the ones who changed everything.
How's it going, everybody? It's Warren. Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder, and today we have a ton of new footage coming directly from Marvel Studios, including our first look at the Eternals. Now, this is actually a pretty cool thing that Marvel Studios did this morning. They put out a trailer titled Marvel Studios Celebrates the Movies. They recapped a lot of great movies and moments from the MCU that we've seen so far, and then they started a new trailer kind of inside the trailer for all of their upcoming shows, in which we got new footage for the Eternals, Black Widow, and Shang-Chi. We also got the titles for some upcoming projects and their release dates. So I'll be breaking down the Eternals teaser in this video as it's our first time seeing them. And we'll just do shot by shot here and talk about what exactly we're seeing and who the Eternals are. So we have a little bit of footage, it goes by pretty quickly, but that's what a teaser is. It starts off by showing us Salma Hayek's character, Ajax. She's on a horse and it seems like she could be on some type of ranch. We then hear a voice say, when you love something, you fight for it. We then immediately see two hands and then it pans out to show the Eternals in their actual Eternals suits. Throughout this footage, we see them dressed normally and in their Eternals outfits, and I'll explain why that is in just a bit. But the camera pans out and we see some of the Eternals. On the very left, we have Barry Keoghan's character, Druig. Druig is an Eternal, of course, and he's actually the cousin of another Eternal, Ikaris, who we see later on in the trailer. Although he isn't always good. In fact, in the comics, he actually tortured his cousin Ikaris. And he is actually rumored to be one of the villains of this movie, betraying the other Eternals. Then to his right, we see Lauren Ridloff's character, Makkari. In the comics, Makkari is actually a male character, so they did a gender swap here. Makkari has the typical powers of an Eternal, like superhuman strength, speed, immortality, matter manipulation, etc. I'll get to that in just a bit, but Makkari is actually the Eternals' technology guy, and he's even a member of the Eternals' Technologist Guild, and he designed some pretty cool things for the Eternals, like very high-speed vehicles. Then to the right of Makkari, in the middle, we have Sprite. Now, Sprite, although centuries years old, is stuck with the body of an 11-year-old, unable to grow up. Sprite is known as the trickster of the Eternals' family. He often taunts his fellow Eternals with illusions, and he's been kind of picking on humans for centuries. And then to the person whose hand Sprite is holding, it appears that we have Sersi, played by Gemma Chan. Sersi is kind of known for causing a little bit of trouble with the Eternals. Sersi is actually pretty fond of humans and spends a lot of time in the real world with them. She also has a relationship with Dane Whitman, aka the Black Knight, who is going to be played by Kit Harrington, who is not featured in this teaser. Then to the right of Sersi, we have Angelina Jolie's character, Thena. Thena is a scholar, and she's the warrior of the group. We even get this brief footage of her a little bit later on of her wielding her sword, going up against somebody whose back is turned to us. Now, Thena has a bit of a crazy story in the comics. The Eternals were created by the celestial gods, but so were the Deviants. But the Deviants and the Eternals go at war with each other and hate each other. However, Thena and the Deviant Crow actually fall in love with each other and end up having a baby. Actually, two. She has twins, and Thena actually keeps this a secret from the rest of her Eternals, and she puts the babies inside of an infertile human woman. Now, it's unclear on whether or not we're going to be seeing this story in the movie, but I do think Thena is going to have a very, very key role to play in the Eternals film, one that we're probably not expecting. And then to Thena's right, we have Phastos, played by Brian Tyree Henry. Now, Phastos is kind of the engineer of the Eternals' family. He has the ability to create whatever he can imagine. If he has the materials to build it, he can build it. And he creates many different weapons for the Eternals. However, his attitude in the comics is kind of different from the other Eternals. He kind of believes life to be meaningless, and he's been searching for someone or something to give him meaning in life. We then cut to another scene where we see Richard Madden for the very first time. Richard Madden is playing the Eternal Ikaris. Ikaris is one of the leaders of the Eternals, and he's kind of like the Steve Rogers of the Avengers. He has great morals, he's very kind, he's charismatic, and he likes to keep the other Eternals safe. Just an overall really great guy, and he is one of the main characters of the movie. Then in the same scene, all the way on the right, we get our first look at Don Lee's character, Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh is a beast. He's essentially the juggernaut of the Eternals. In ancient ancient times, he actually roamed Earth and helped the human beings by overthrowing tyrants and killing dangerous beasts. He was often mistaken for and called Hercules. Then in this same shot, if we go all the way to the left, we can see Kumail Nanjiani's character Kingo. Now Kingo's character in the comics is actually from Japan and he's kind of like a samurai. However, that is changed in the Eternals film. We actually know that in the Eternals film, Kingo is going to be from India and he's actually going to be a Bollywood star. As I'm about to explain in a bit, the Eternals actually live amongst the humans, and it looks like Kingo has taken full advantage of being an Eternal because he is a famous person, a famous Bollywood actor. Kumail Nanjiani actually revealed this in an interview not too long ago. We have the scene that I already mentioned with Angelina Jolie holding her sword. Then we have a scene with some of the Eternals in front of an ancient castle. Now, as I already mentioned, the Eternals are basically immortal and they've already lived for centuries. So this could really be anything, as they've been around for a very long time and have been a part of ancient history. However, this could be the city of the space gods. The space gods are the Celestials, who we know are going to be a part of this film. We've already seen our first look. And based off of everything that we know, the Eternals actually serve the Celestials. The Celestials have charged the Eternals with the task of taking care of Earth. Kind of makes you wonder where they were during all of the events that the Avengers went through, but I'm sure that will be explained in this movie. But in this scene, it kind of looks like they are guarding it. Whoever the villain of the movie is may be trying to break into it. We then go to Cersei saying, "We're the ones who changed everything." Now what she's most likely talking about here is the Eternals' influence in human history. Yes, the Eternals are tasked with guarding Earth, but they also go in and interact with humans. And as you've heard me mention, several of them have actually influenced major parts in history on Earth. And based off of what Cersei is saying here, they could have been the cause of some pretty big things. Then the final scene of the Eternals teaser in this overall teaser trailer is of Kumail Nanjiani's character Kingo, looking like a Bollywood star. He's got the glasses on, he's got the nice watch on. It looks like he could even be filming a movie. It looks like it could be the set of a movie, but it looks like they have stumbled upon something that they weren't probably supposed to stumble upon. Or perhaps some of the other Eternals are actually going to get him. Based off of what we know about this movie, some of the Eternals have kind of left the main group. They went and lived life with the normal humans. This is why in the trailer we see some of them in their normal clothes, but sometimes we see them decked out in their Eternals gear. Also, this film is going to jump around various different points in time. This has already been confirmed by Kevin Feige. The Eternals are thousands and thousands of years old. We're going to learn about when they were first created all the way up to Avengers Endgame. So it's going to be pretty exciting to see their origin and what they've been up to this entire time and how they come back together in the film. This is one of the Marvel projects that I am most excited to see. I think there's going to be a lot of MCU history revealed in this movie, and I think it's going to be very important moving forward in the MCU. So let me know what you thought of this Eternals teaser in the comments down below. Let me know how excited you are for this movie. Don't forget to subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest MCU news. Don't forget to like the video, and for live updates you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. As always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.